Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
And a very good, we're going to say overnight because it's the midnight hours now, and we're going to take you on into the early morning hours of Saturday and kind of highlight what we're expecting as far as severe weather for the afternoon. It's going to be kind of a tough afternoon. We're going to have numerous showers and storms, and some of those could have damaging wind gusts and some large hail, and it'll happen quickly. In these types of storms, the hail can ramp up, get large, show up for about 10 minutes, and then start to fall back apart. So we're going to have to watch going into the afternoon through the evening hours. But let's go ahead and take a look. We've had a severe thunderstorm watch bordering right up there in South Kentucky. So far, Northwest Tennessee has avoided any severe thunderstorm watches overnight. We have seen some strong and even severe storms nearby. Looking at radar, though, a lot of those storms have weakened that were close by the state line. We still have quite a bit of lightning and some big storms going on up here in northwest Kentucky, lots of lightning there. And those are not moving our direction. They're kind of just going to keep moving along eastward as it looks now. That severe storm that was out there west of Sykeston, it's just kind of dissipated. So good news there. But I wanted to show you this too. We're going to show you on the surface map this low that's going to be coming just about right over us tomorrow. And you can see that low. Watch how the precipitation kind of swirls around counterclockwise from Centerville down through Springfield. So we can see that counterclockwise flow in the large picture and all those storms down near just north of Joplin, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, out towards Chanute, Texas, kind of trying to make their way into Branson, Missouri. Some of those will come in here towards the afternoon tomorrow, and then we're going to have additional storms developing too. Another thing too, all these blue boxes that show up out here towards southeast Missouri, those were wind damage reports. Everything from some trees down, some large trees, to power lines. So we had about 5 of those reports out of that last storm that we've been watching overnight. But thankfully, as I was saying, that one has dissipated. Here's a look at our surface map. That low by tomorrow afternoon is going to be coming into northwest Tennessee, and it's going to create some havoc with numerous showers and thunderstorms. And again, some of those with damaging winds and some large hail. Here's a look at our severe weather outlook for the rest of tonight and into the early morning hours. It does include northwest Tennessee in the 2 out of 5. And then tomorrow, or I should say Saturday going into the afternoon here, all of West Tennessee ramps up to a 2 out of 5 risk. And zooming in on this, so the early morning hours, you've got that northwest Tennessee area still under a 2 out of 5. We're not expecting much, but if a storm was to pop, it's most likely going to be strong or severe because it'll break through that cap. That's something we have to watch out for, especially this time of the year. And then, of course, looking at tomorrow, all of West Tennessee and even North Alabama, Mississippi, you got, the entire region, and we're kind of in the center of that in the bullseye for a still low-level severe weather problem there, but it is going to be higher than it's been over the last several days. So we'll have to watch that. Futurecast will take us on through the rest of tonight. You can see not much showing up here, maybe in Kentucky, just north of us, maybe a few little dots there, morning time, but mainly afternoon, 2 o'clock. Here's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday, heading into this afternoon, and we've got more storms through about 8 o'clock, very active from about 2 to 8 o'clock. National Weather Service put a time window out for like 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Yes, there'll be storms at those times, but really, I think between about 2 and 8 is when it really looks like it's going to be active out there, kind of narrowing that in a little bit more for West Tennessee. So again, you can see the replay, 2 o'clock. Here's 4 o'clock. A lot of storms, big, mean, nasty storms out there coming through West Tennessee. So we'll have to watch those later on this afternoon for our Saturday. Flood watch, that they had over a foot of rain about 2 hours north and west of Union City over parts of East Missouri. It was a 1,000-year flood. What that means is we typically don't have a flood like that, but about once in 1,000 years. And I could take a long time and explain, well, how do we know that's a 1,000-year flood? Maybe we'll do a special on that some other time, but That was very, very significant. They've had over 90 rescues. People have had to be rescued out of their homes. So what I'm saying, that was only about 2 hours north and west of Northwest Tennessee. We've got flood watches. We've got another 2 to 3 inches of rain expected through the day tomorrow. So we need to be watching out. I'm not expecting a foot of rain, but still, we're going to have some significant rain, and we could at least have some decent flash flooding in the low-lying areas. And at the extreme, we could wind up with something a little worse than that. And by a little worse could be some really bad news. So flood, pay attention. I know we get these flood watches, advisories, and so forth, but this one's a little more serious because we've already seen what this stalling out system, which is going to continue to slow down as it comes over us. We've already seen some of the damage that this has been doing, and it's getting closer to us come tomorrow. So pay attention there, Northwest Tennessee, where we've got those flood watches. We've got the flood warning also showing up here in the lower left of your screen, but that will likely just get worse with the waterways, the river streams, and creeks, especially as we go through the afternoon tomorrow. Slow-moving storms. They're not going to be moving very fast, so they'll be dumping a lot of rain. But for the rest of our early morning hours, about 30% odds, and then that risk will start to climb heading towards the afternoon. Temperatures will be climbing quickly into the late morning hours, and by the time we get to the afternoon, we're going to be about 60% odds of showers and thunderstorms, and then that's going to be with us off and on throughout the weekend. I think most of us will start off this morning with a lot of sunshine. You know, most of us should dodge any of the storms. We'll be mid-70s at 6 a.m., but we're already going to be about 81 at 8 a.m., so, you know, it's going to be climbing quickly in the heat department there. I don't think we'll get a heat advisory. We're going to get close right before the storms come in and start to cool things down. So, you know, just be careful if you're going to be out early afternoon. Best time to try to get some things done if you don't want to have to endure the stormy weather is like before about 1 o'clock tomorrow. It should be fairly dry across most of the viewing area, and not all the weekend is going to be a rain out. But our forecast for the weekend, about 92 for the high today, 60% odds afternoon, evening. It jumps to about 80% overnight, although the severe threat will die down considerably in the late night hours there. And then on Sunday, we're still going to be a 1 out of 5. It's going to be a much lower risk, but we'll still have the chance of a few of those scattered strong to severe storms. And then we're going to see a cool down. Look at that, mid-80s there for the high temperature on Sunday. And that's going to start us off with a much cooler weather pattern over most of next week, where we're going to start off the first couple of days in the mid, even some low 80s out there, some upper 60s for overnight lows. Well, here you go. Here's a look at what we're talking about in the 7-day forecast. So one more kind of real hot, stagnant day there. Storms come in the afternoon, start to cool things down. We'll drop to 71 for tonight. And then for tomorrow, we'll be at 85. Still a 70% chance of showers and storms. And then we drop to 69 for Monday morning's low. 84 degrees Monday, Tuesday for the highs. And then we lose the rain, and we'll be in the upper 80s with some really pretty nice weather there middle of next week, as it looks now. All right, guys, that's a look at your early morning forecast. Have a good rest of the morning. We'll be checking back in with you, I'm sure, several times throughout today. And as those storms move in, we'll be live and we'll track any of those storms through the area. Just remember, you can get us on Roku, YouTube TV, and we'll also be live on our website, WTWClive.com. On the go, and then we'll be doing social media posts, and if it gets real bad, we'll be streaming on social media as well. Take care. Have a great rest of the morning.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.